What is going on, guys? It's your boy Kevin, and I'm back today with another Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate video, because when am I not going to talk about Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate? It's a fair guess 90% of the time this is what the upload's going to be related to. I've got a different video today. Usually I'm sharing tech. Today is more of an advice video that I'd like to offer, where I'd like to speak to you about my perspective on a question I get all the time, which is how do I pick a main character that I want to start getting into this game with? And I'm going to answer that. But before I do, I'd like to say, if you'd like to ask me more questions, get some games in, or just enjoy some good Mortal Kombat content, you can do so over on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/kevinmcolon, where I'm streaming 3 to 4 times a week, 3 to 4 hours at a time, and I'm offering a lot of competitive FGC events, Mortal Kombat 11 included, where you can earn yourself some free cash. So if you're interested in that, you think you have what it takes to step up to the plate and take my money out of my pocket, which I'm pretty much just giving away anyway, come on over and play. Let's have some fun. But with that said, let's get into today's topic. Again, I'm new to the game. I don't know who to pick. This is a question I've been getting a lot recently, and I wanted to create a video where I could kind of offer my perspective on it. It also saves me time from having to answer the question 300 times a day, because I could just copy and paste the link to this video and then you can hear everything I have to say on it. So if you ask me this question and you're watching this video, listen to me now, don't ask me later. How do you pick a main character in any fighting game? Let me start off with what I suggest you don't do, because this is what I see people do a lot of the time, especially when you're new to the game. Please try to resist the urge to do this. Hey, who's the best character in the game? I just want to play that person. I personally think that's a horrible idea. Cetrion, I would argue right now, is without a doubt the best character in the game. In fact, let's go over it. Let's pull her. Unfortunately, as much as she annoys me, very, very pretty. I think she's the prettiest character in the game. Don't tell my girlfriend. Cetrion's quite arguably the strongest character in the game. If I was to make a tier list right now, I would put her at the top. If you're new to the game, do I think you should immediately start playing Cetrion? No. If you like Cetrion, great. Why don't I think you should play Cetrion even though she's the best character in the game? I'm not sure you understand enough about the game to understand why she's so good and take advantage of it. There's still a skill level that's involved in taking the top level character in the game and playing them to their full potential in the game. Just because she's really good doesn't mean you're gonna know how to do it yet. You can learn it over time, but it doesn't mean you're gonna be successful. Cetrion's really strong. Okay, look, you learn a combo and go into ranked, I will smack you. It doesn't matter that she's so strong if you don't know what you're doing. So, if you just refer to a tier list and pick whichever character is on the top 5 of the tier list, which, let's say for the sake of argument, I'm not making a claim that this is what it is right now, just to get through the conversation with an example. Let's say top 5 in the game are Cetrion, Jackie, Liu Kang, Joker, and Fujin, right? Let's say that's what you believe the top 5 is. That does not mean that you should go to Cetrion, go to Jackie, go to Liu Kang, go to Fujin, go to whoever else I said, Joker. Try them out, see which one you think is the most fun, and just play that. It doesn't matter for you yet. Collector used to be the worst character in the game. He's like mid-level now, I would say, with customs. I hate this character. He might be the best character for you to play for all I know. Solely depends on what you like to do, what you find interesting, and how cool you find the character to be. It's a known thing on my stream. You can dig through old Twitter videos. In fact, I'll probably try to find the video of it and post it. Stuttering. I'll probably try to find the video of it and post it now for you to see. If I don't do that, then you know I couldn't find it. First of all, he's the most abysmal looking character in Mortal Kombat that I've ever seen. Okay, what we're looking at here with just his bust, right? Like just this part on the character select screen. Actually cool, right? He doesn't look too bad right now. Cool dude, interesting skin color. He should bleed blue or something for being another race, right? Make him bleed, he bleeds green or whatever. I don't even know. I don't even know, because I don't care to look at this dude when I'm fighting him, okay? Now let's pick him. Oh, I'm bored now. Immediately. I have a history of how much I cannot stand this character. It does not mean you shouldn't play him. It's one of the reasons I didn't pick him. But if you think he looks cool, somehow, this ugly, stupid blue face of his, if you think he looks cool, by all means play him. Half of your ability to sit down and practice with these characters for hours a day, every day of the week, day in and day out, to get better with them, is going to rely on you thinking the character looks cool, as simple as that sounds. you thinking they have interesting lore, you being able to personally relate to the character's story. You know how many people in Street Fighter main Ryu because they just like the idea of doing whatever it takes to become the strongest because they're a fighting game player anyway, and that's what being a competitive fighting game player is. Regardless of the odds, it doesn't matter who I'm fighting, I want to be the best. That's Ryu. And a lot of people relate to that and pick Ryu. Now sure, you might not relate with being a really ugly thief, but if you do, by all means, say, hey, I'm an ugly thief, I like this guy, I want to play him, and then pick collector. You're going to have to consider a couple of different things outside of what character you find cool. You might be a little more influenced by how a character plays instead of how they look. Let's say every character in the game looks cool to you, because outside of collector, we go to anybody else, I generally think they look cool in the game. I just think he sucks, right? Well, let's say you think Katana looks really cool. Okay, fine, you think everybody is equally cool. Well, then what options are left? Well, then there's also, how do you personally like to play the game? When you play a fighting game, how do you picture yourself beating up somebody? And don't let anybody tell you that the way that you find playing the game fun is the wrong way to play it. If you like zoning, a lot of characters in this game can do that. A lot of people online, when they lose to you, are gonna message you, oh my fucking god, you're such a shitty person, you piece of shit zoner, all you did was run away from me, the game, you pussy, why'd you do? Let them be upset. They gotta learn how to deal with it. If you like sitting there and hitting me with baseballs all day, pick a zoner. Doesn't matter what I think about it, you find it fun. This game is supposed to be fun for you. That's the most important thing overall. Unless you're playing for $8 million every single time you turn on Mortal Kombat, which most of us aren't, I know I'm not. Doesn't matter, pick what's fun for you. If you like grappling people, you want to get up in somebody's face and wrestle them and rub their face in the dirt, you've got a list of characters that can do that. If you like to stand shadow box with somebody and punch them and pressure them and make them guess on 50-50s, you've got a lot of characters that can do that. So you find someone who can do that, that you think is interesting enough, and you sit down with them. You work out what they can do, and you practice. And it's okay if your first choice isn't necessarily your favorite thing or you're not completely sure. You've got 35 characters to go through to find something that's fun for you. And essentially, however you like to play, in this game, everybody can do everything. That's gonna be you know, they're gonna, oh, but I'm this character, I can't do this thing. You kinda can. When you start to understand high-level fighting games, you kind of can do whatever you want with whoever you want. For example, we have 3 main archetypes. I already named them, but we'll go over them again for the sake of argument. You have zoners, you have pressure characters, you have grapplers. Let's say you like to grapple, right? You're one of those. I want to wrestle people. Okay, who in this game can grapple? If I can look through the roster, Nightwolf can do that. Jax can do that. Baraka can do that. Liu Kang can do that, Kano can do that, Robocop can do that, Total can do that, Shiva can do that, Melina can do that, Collector can do that, Garrus, Terminator, Rambo, all of those characters can do that. So now you have a list of 15 characters to go through that all can grapple. Now, let's look at those same characters that I named. Can you play lame and zone and maintain distance and play footsies with these characters? With Nightwolf? Yeah. With Jax? Yeah. With Baraka, yeah. With Liu Kang, yeah. You get my point? Kano can do the same thing. So they can all kind of do a little bit of everything because this game has custom variations. You have options. So I wouldn't necessarily feel limited by, well, this is what my character is built to do, so that's who I have to play. Who looks cool to you? You know who looked cool to me when the game came out? Jackie Briggs. Now, I want to mind you, I understand. You said, Kevin, don't pick a character just because they're top tier. That's not what I did. I'll walk you through at least how I poked. I wish. How I picked Jackie Briggs, okay? When the game came out, if you know me personally in real life, I am a giant fan of combat sports, MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu, sambo, judo, whatever it is, as long as there's 2 people fighting in some fashion and getting physical, it interests me. Half of the reason that I'm interested in fighting games because it's virtually the same thing without the physical ramifications of punching somebody in the face in person. But I'm obsessed with combat sports. I hate basketball. Well, I don't hate it, but I'm not interested in it. I don't find tennis interesting. I don't like a lot of these sports, but I like combat sports. I really like MMA. When I turned on Mortal Kombat and I started looking at all the different characters that I could play, you know who did MMA? Jackie Briggs. Jackie Briggs does Muay Thai. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what Muay Thai looks like, but she does Muay Thai. I thought that was so badass that she could do Muay Thai. And that when she did throw escapes, She did actual like jujitsu, you know, she grabbed your leg and broke your leg and she put you in an arm bar, whatever it is that, you know, it's been so long since I've used that move. But I was obsessed. Oh my God, she does MMA stuff. I thought Sonya Blade was cool for the same reason, because Sonya Blade did the Ronda Rousey armbar, obviously. But it's a lot smaller of a part of her kit. Jackie Briggs, I can do Jackie Briggs strings and name to you the Muay Thai combination that she does. Her forward 3-1 is a front foot teep into a liver shot by hooking with the left hand. Because I love Muay Thai. I immediately said, she does Muay Thai, I want to play her. Power Rangers, the same thing. I don't know how many of you guys are into Battle for the Grid, but they have this character RJ in Battle for the Grid who does Muay Thai. I think it looks really fucking cool, so I want to learn him. It's as simple as that. Here's the basic point that I want to make, because I understand that I've been kind of ranting for 10 minutes, and how convenient is it that that's great for, like, you know, advertisements or whatever. But in the grand scheme of things, when you want to pick a character, do not concern yourself with the tier list. This is the meat and potatoes as to why I wanted to make this video, because this is what I want to get out there. The tier list doesn't matter. Until you are a high-level competitor who's standing on stage with Sonic Fox, do not concern yourself about how good a character is supposed to be. Pick somebody who's fun, because if you want to get really, really good at any fighting game, including this one, you're going to have to spend a lot of time with that character. You might as well like who they are, otherwise you're going to get bored and you're not going to put in the same amount of time. I have put so many hours into practicing Jackie Briggs, because I've always thought that the way she fights looks really cool, and with her cosmetics, you know, like Jackie Briggs in the giant white dress, I think that's an amazing outfit. If I tried to do the same thing with, let's say, this guy, if I wanted to do it with him, I would be horrible at the game because I wouldn't have the patience to learn him, because I find him boring. If you focus on just what's popular, what's the tier list, what's gonna get me easy wins, you're going to get carried by a certain technique or gimmick that that character has. When a good player who knows how it works faces you, you're gonna get destroyed, and eventually you're gonna hit a point where taking advantage of that character's strengths is only going to get you so far, because as you get better at the game, you're going to run into players who know how to deal with it and know how to shut it down. And if all you do, well, all I have to do with Cetrion is Tornado, well, if I know how to deal with Tornado, you die. You like Cetrion enough to learn past that? You have the patience to push through that barrier of getting past the point where I know what you're going to do and I know how to shut it down and learning how to beat me anyway? Or do you just want easy wins because Cetrion is really, really good? Because if you're looking for the easy win, you're not going to find it after a while. Not if you want to be great competitively. If you want to play a zoner, pick Shang, pick Scarlet, whatever. But make sure you like Shang. Make sure you like Scarlet. Because after the first month, you're going to have to start at some point it's going to become work anyway. I have a lot of fun playing Cassie. I'm sure there are a litany of you out there that are like, oh, the combat kids, what a waste of slots. The only good one was Takeda. They didn't put Takeda. That's fine. Don't play her. She bores you. So don't play her. Cassie's one of the best characters in the game. If you don't like her, don't pick her up just because she's good. Pick her up because you find her interesting. I have fun with her. You may not. You may have fun with some characters that I may not. Don't let these people try to dissuade you into what they think you should play. Don't get too concerned about what's easy to win with. Because once you play competitively, you get good enough, everything's hard to win with. That's my perspective on it. I'd love to hear what yours is. Please let me know in the comment section down below what you think. If you have a character crisis, let me know and I can sort out some of it for you, but in the grand scheme of things, I've been talking for too long. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for stopping by. More content coming out soon. Enjoy your afternoon. I'll see you soon. Peace.